New details now in a Target 12 investigators exclusive court crisis.
For months, we've been tracking the large number of sheriffs out of work because they claim they were injured on duty, a designation that lets them collect their full pay tax-free.
The shortage has contributed to a critical lack of sheriffs in Rhode Island courtrooms. And tonight, Target 12 has learned for years the state has hired private investigators to check in on sheriff injury claims.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
Target 12 began looking into the large number of sheriffs out injured last fall, but we've learned the state has been quietly investigating them for years. Records obtained by Target 12 show the number of sheriffs collecting injured on duty pay, their full salary tax-free, is out of whack with other law enforcement and public safety agencies. In fact, we've discovered there are a handful of sheriffs that have been out injured on duty, or IOD, for 4, 5, even 11 years.
It's a very generous incentive that's in place, and if the law isn't working, human nature as it is going to cause it to be subject to abuse.
Department of Administration Director Michael DeBiase is looking to reform the state's IOD law in this year's budget.
Many of the injuries that were the cause of the sheriffs going out on IOD were more routine workplace injuries than contact with inmates.
Target 12 reviewed several cases at workers' comp court and found this example. A deputy sheriff went out on IOD claiming the injury was occupational. After wearing a heavy-duty belt for many years, it is now hurting my back and feet. That sheriff returned to work but was placed on light duty. Any sheriff that is on light duty, correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding is they're not in the courtroom. Is that correct?
Correct. They're not filling the posts that we need them for.
A public records request by Target 12 reveals the state has looked into some of these injury claims. In the last 5 years, for example, the Department of Administration has spent more than $50,000 on private investigators to see if a sheriff is truly hurt. I'm wondering if there's been any success. Has it any fruit from those labors?
So I'm not aware of particular cases or particular investigations in terms of what they yielded, but we have been diligent in pursuing investigations where they've been indicated.
DBA says they have been working hard with the union to get those sheriffs back in uniform, even if only on light duty.
We have had some, I think, successes more recently than in the past in terms of moving people through the system. And sometimes the investigations themselves and the fact of having the investigations will help prevent people from abusing the system.
The head of the union that represents sheriffs tells me they were unaware the state was hiring outside investigators until we asked them for a comment. In an email, the executive director for Council 94 says, "It appears to me that the money spent on private investigators would be better spent on hiring deputy sheriffs to secure the courthouses and judges." With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
New details now in a Target 12 investigators exclusive court crisis. We've been tracking the large number of sheriffs who aren't working because of injured on duty claims.
Not only does a sheriff on IOD collect their full pay tax-free, the shortage has also contributed to a critical lack of sheriffs in Rhode Island courtrooms.
As Target 12 first reported live at 5, the state has been hiring private investigators for years to look into those IOD claims. But new at 6, we've learned the state may be doing away with the use of those investigators moving forward.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
As we reported at 5, the state has spent more than $50,000 on private investigators over the past 5 years to check into sheriffs' on-the-job injury claims. But records also show sheriffs weren't the only ones the state was keeping tabs on.
And if the law isn't working, human nature as it is going to cause it to be subject to abuse.
Department of Administration Director Michael DeBiase confirms for Target 12 the state has hired outside private investigators to scrutinize sheriff injury claims. He declined to comment on specific cases.
And sometimes the investigations themselves and the fact of having the investigations will help prevent people from abusing the system. So I think we've been aggressive in pursuing the investigations.
The The head of Labor's Union Council 94, which represents sheriffs, says in an email they were unaware of the money spent on PIs, writing, "It appears to me that the money spent on private investigators would be better spent on hiring deputy sheriffs to secure the courthouses and judges." Data obtained by Target 12 through a public records request show in the last 5 years, taxpayers have spent more than $220,000 on private investigators on workers' compensation claims for all state employees. But these numbers could change. DBA says that's because the state has contracted with private company Beacon Mutual to administer the workers' comp system, and Beacon Mutual has their own investigative arm to closely examine IOD claims.
And they bring more resources to bear in terms of they have medical professionals, risk specialists that can prevent injuries. We think we'll have a little bit more firepower to actually go after these cases in the future.
The Raimondo administration has also been pushing for reforms to the IOD system. Inside this year's budget are changes that include requiring an independent doctor to certify an injury, not just the sheriff's personal physician, require all sheriffs who have been out for more than 18 months to apply for an accidental disability pension or their benefits would end, and sheriffs who have been out for years would have 90 days to file for retirement. Lawmakers rejected a similar proposal last year. In our first report in the fall, there were 23 sheriffs out on IOD. That number is now down to 18. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.